Hello everyone, and welcome to my first video where I will show you how to one-gate in PvP because, well, currently one-gate is dominating the meta at the highest level because compared to the two-gate, with one-gate you have a tech advantage and an economy advantage while still being safe against proxies and all-ins if you know the proper response to it. So in this game, I will show you the build order that you will be aiming to do every single game. But I do want to say that after you play against the same opponent a few times, you probably won't be able to do this build order anymore, because they will start scouting earlier and they will be blocking your nexus. But I will cover what to do in those cases later. So the very start looks identical to a PvZ basically. Like 14 pylons, 16 gates, 17 gas, you scout after the gateway, and what you're looking for with the scouting probe is basically, I'm playing against the AI this time, but what you're looking for is to see if they're one gating or two gating, and if they're two gating, whether or not their second pylon is at home on time when it should be. So you're still continuing with the normal gate expand build order that you probably do in PvZ with the 19 Nexus. And for the sake of this game, I'm playing against the AI, but we will assume that he's playing 2-gate and that his second pylon is on time, so no shenanigans happening, everything looks normal. Do the Cybercore on 20 after the 19 Nexus, then take the gas on 21, and then make the pylon in your main base on 22. Also, you want to play 15 out of 16. What this means is you want to go down to 15 probes on minerals and put that one extra probe that you had on minerals before into the gas because you want the extra gas. And when people know you're playing this, one of three things will happen probably. They will either keep playing 2-gate, or they will play 1-gate, or they will do some sort of proxy or an all-in off of 2-gate. But in all of these situations, they will probably start scouting earlier, so you will have to modify your build order, but I will show you what to do then later. When the Cybercore finishes, you want to chrono an adept and start a Stargate in the wall. You want to leave a 2-hex gap so you can finish it off with a battery or a pylon if you need to later. Next finishes, you can queue off a bunch of probes. Now when your adept is about to finish or finishes, you want to leave his base with your probe because their unit is also about to finish. Shade the adept across, preferably not on the normal pathing because you don't want to run into his units. We're gonna start a stalker after the adept. We're gonna start a battery in our natural whenever we have the money for it. And when the target finishes, when you have the money, start an oracle, chrono boost it. Now the adept, you will basically want to see if they have a nexus or not. I think sometimes they won't have a nexus yet, so that's fine. Yeah, chrono boost the oracle. If they let you in, it's annoying. The adept is really annoying for them to deal with because they constantly have to have a probe looking out to full wall, or like they have to finish their wall if they're doing something cheesy. The oracle forces a battery, and stuff like that. And when your target finishes, when you start your oracle, that's around the time when you want to start your battery in the main base as well, because since your oracle is gonna finish in 30 seconds, that means if they're going oracle, their oracle is also gonna finish in about 30 seconds. So you wanna time the battery so that it's done in case they are going oracle. And the follow-up to this is you're gonna add 2 more gateways and a twilight, and you're also gonna take a 3rd gas, and then you're gonna take a 3rd base a bit later. And this is basically the game plan always, no matter what. 3 gateways, blink, 3rd base. What you can also do, instead of taking a 3rd on this, like this, you can send a probe out at some point and proxy a 4th gateway and then be aggressive and cancel their 3rd base while you expand behind it. It's not really all in, but it's like strong enough to make them cancel the 3rd. If you play it well, and if they don't see it coming especially. So I'm taking the 3rd base. And you wanna dump all your chrono boosts into blink basically. In PvP, blink is very important, so prioritize chronoing blink over probes. Yeah, that's basically it for the standard build order. From here on out, you can do basically whatever you want. You can play Mass Stalker, you can play Zealot Stalker, You can go Stalker into Disruptors, you can play with Archons, whatever works. After your third base, at some point, you should put down a Forge and a Robo. And yeah, I'm doing that now. I went Gateway before, but you don't have to do the fourth Gateway. Only if you're scared, I suppose. And make sure not to lose the Oracle with this, because it's like your only anti-DT. Now, usually it should be kinda obvious if they're going DTs, because they will be lacking like units, basically. They will be lacking gas and stuff. You will just have more stuff than them, so something should feel off. But yeah, don't lose the Oracle, it's very important. Just get some scouting with it, confirm whether or not the Nexus is down when you finish it. Usually I path in my Oracle towards the natural first, because they're almost always gonna have a battery in the main base, so you will never get damage done. But you can see whether or not the Nexus is building. And then you can go into the main base if they don't have units in position. Yeah, I think that's basically it for this game. That's the basic build order. So in the next game, in the next few replays, I'm just gonna show you how to deal with the different things that they can do in order to deal with 1-Get Expand, which is 1-Getting themselves, proxying, or yeah, just playing. Can keep playing 2-Gate, but with an earlier scout. But that doesn't really work, and I will show you why in the next replay. So here I'm playing a game against Gerald. And in this game I will be 1-Gate expanding, and he's gonna be playing 2-Gate, but he's gonna be macroing behind it. He's not gonna do any all-ins or anything like that. And I will show you the build that you need to do in case they do block your Nexus. And this is important, because I expect that in most cases they will block your Nexus. So standard low ground wall. You don't have to do this on maps that don't have a ramp into the natural, but you can. I think it's still viable. But it's the best, objectively just the best thing to do on maps that do have a ramp. So we're gateway scouting as normal when the pylon finishes. We're also chronoing the Nexus, taking the gas. Now I'm looking on this probe. I'm looking at this probe on the minimap when I'm playing, to see if he's scouting me at around the same time, which he is. That's also a gateway scout. So if you see the gateway scout, what we wanna do is take a gas and a pylon at the same time. I didn't do it yet because I'm waiting for him to actually start blocking my Nexus, which he will do right here. Yeah, he starts blocking, so instantly I queue up gas, pylon, and then I send a probe down to her ass. You also want to play 15 out of 16 again, so prioritize gas at this point, make a cybercore, and then without cutting workers, when you ever get the money for it, you want to start the zealot. And with this probe, I'm just looking to see if he's making his second pylon when he should be making it, which he does. No shenanigans are up. You can also count his workers if you really try hard, but even I don't do this all the time, so I don't expect you to either. If you should have the same amount of workers mining, since you have 2 running around here and 2 running around here. If he has 1 worker less, that means he's proxying with a 3rd worker out on the map. Well, a 2nd worker, because I counted this one as well before, but yeah. Once the cybercore finishes, start the Stargate. We're basically doing the usual thing, just like last game, chrono on adept. You don't have to chrono it. I personally chrono it. Some people play 1-Gate in different ways, but I do it this way. I've had success doing it this way, so yeah. And he's gonna... Some people will finish the pylon, some people will put down a cybercore. Gerald likes to constantly cancel. But yeah, you need to finish the zealot if he's still blocking when the zealot is about to finish. And this is gonna be the case almost every game, I expect. Start a stalker after the adept. And because we can't put our Nexus down, you'll notice I'm over probing the whole time. I'm 18 out of 16 right now, and I'm still making more workers. He finishes the pylon, so I still can't expand. I'm just chasing this probe, making sure he doesn't put a pylon here in the corner. My adept sees no Nexus so far, but I think this is perfectly fine because he's full walling this. He put down a bunch of pylons here and even finished one, and I saw this pylon here and this pylon here was perfectly timed, so I suspect that he's not all-inning, so we can go for an oracle. Now I couldn't chrono it instantly because I chronoed the adept. That's a downside of chronoing the adept. starting another Stalker. When this one finishes, start a battery. And then at some point, I should be starting a battery here. But I didn't do that because Gerald doesn't usually play Oracle himself. So I'm kinda gambling a little bit. Playing the player instead of the matchup, I suppose. I'm starting a second battery because he has like 4 Stalkers, I think, that I saw with my Adept. So just to be safe, I'm starting a second battery. You don't have to do this. The Oracle is gonna go into his main base at some point, see what tech he has. And we went for Twilight again and 2 more gateways, just like the last game, the same game plan. Going with the Oracle, I see his Twilight is about to finish, so I'm not afraid of DTs or anything like that. That's his tech. Now we want to keep making probes. I double chrono, start blink, and my next chrono boost should be on blink. Another thing is you can play double Oracle if you want. I like to play single Oracle, because with single Oracle your Twilight timings will be about the same. And in PvP it's very important that your blink isn't delayed compared to your opponents. As you can see, our blinks are basically the same time. It's also making a Dark Shrine, but that's not too important. And yeah, double Oracle is a lot safer against DTs. It's just way more reliable detection. So here I wanted to proxy a gateway, which is what I talked about in during the last replay. Sometimes you can proxy a gateway as well and be aggressive. I accidentally scouted his Dark Shrine, so I actually went to Robo before the third base, but usually this goes down after the third base. And yeah, always have units in your wall, just so the DTs can't walk in for free, and units plus battery will completely shut them down. And at this point, we can stop here for this replay, and as you can see, I am up 5 workers when I play 1 gate. And I am also up in tech, because our blinks are gonna finish at the same time, but I'm also up on Oracle. And I probably will be starting my third base faster than him. So judging by this game, 1 gate is just better. I'm up in basically every way. I should also take this gas here, but I'm not playing too well. But yeah, this is just an example game showing that 1 gate will be ahead against a 2 gate player if nothing happens in the game. Okay, so here I have a replay against Rom, where he actually went for a proxy. He went for a proxy Robo. And I still held it, even though I went Adept and Oracle. Which, if you know he's proxying something, you don't have to go Oracle first. You can start up a Void Ray. And I recommend starting up the Void Ray. Oracle is a little bit greedy. So we're doing the exact same thing. Low ground, gate, scout, chrono boost. Gonna be taking the normal gas. And I see his probe here, so at this point I'm already preparing to take my second gas and putting it on the pylon. As I said before, I like to wait until they actually start blocking, so that's why I'm still not doing it. I see he's playing high ground, so this is most likely gonna be 2 gate, but sometimes on these maps that don't have a ramp, people like to play high ground 1 gate as well, but it is in fact 2 gate. He blocks for a little bit and now I see him leave. So I'm like, okay, this is most likely a proxy, because this is what people who want a proxy do sometimes. But, because he did block, it did force me to go gas and pylon, even though he only blocked for a second. And I'm also gonna be starting up a Zealot soon, just in case he does come back. And soon he should be having a second pylon going down. It's in the production tab, as you can see, but I don't see it at home. So at this point, I know he's proxying something somewhere. And this probe, I am at some point gonna leave his base and scout around the map for the proxy. I don't need the Zealot, so I cancel it, put down the Nexus. I don't need it because I'm not being blocked anymore. As I mentioned before, 15 out of 16. This probe is gonna go on the minerals to finish them off. Cybercore finishes, we wanna put down the Stargate, there we go. Scouting around for the proxies, because he was missing the pylon. Chronoing the Adept, you don't have to chrono, as I said before, it's up to you. Now I found the proxy, so now I should go Void Ray first. But I still went Oracle because The Oracle is annoying to deal with, and it's still holdable if you go Oracle. It's a little bit harder, but yeah. I kill his probe, shade across the Adept. The Adept is just to annoy him. Maybe I get in and kill a couple of workers. Maybe I only force buildings. Yeah, either way, it's very good for me. I went through the normal path, which is not great because now I took damage for free. Target finishes, I start an Oracle. Battery is finishing up. I recommend against Proxy Robo still getting a battery here, even though it's not an Oracle. What they will sometimes do is they will go Prison first and lift 4 Stalkers into your main base, which is a bit hard to deal with. I'm doing it now, see? And while your first target unit is building, I'm gonna get the Robo. And this is because sometimes they go into a Blinkolin and Void Rays don't cut it against Blinkolins. You just need Immortals. Starting a second battery because I know he's committed. When I get the money, starting a Void Ray. There we go. Another thing you can do, if you know that your opponent likes to all in and then is also missing a pylon, is you can full wall with the Stargate. I don't really recommend it on maps that don't have a ramp though. Also, my battery placement was bad, so now I'm in a bit of a pickle because I lost my only battery. You should always put it a little bit in the back. As you can see, the Adept forced a full wall, forced the Stalker at home. So Adept is doing a good job. The Oracle forced the battery and another Warpin at home. This is getting a bit spicy because I messed up with the first battery. My Void Ray is out, I pull the workers, and also you should never be afraid to pull the workers because your economy is booming. You can lose a bunch of workers and you will still be ahead. My Immortal is finishing up, and at this point when your Robo finishes you want to prioritize Immortals over Void Rays, because Immortals are simply the better unit. He now has a Stalker stuck in his main base, which is really nice for me. He tries to poke again. I have an Immortal and a Void Ray, which is fine. Another Immortal on the way. I should be starting a Void Ray soon, I suspect. There we go. Now this Stalker is patrolling here, just in case he tries to lift up. You don't have to do it with a Stalker. You can use a probe, or you can even put a pylon here. That also works. I'm not a big fan of putting the pylon there, because then you lose it for free. But it works. You can do it. And at this point, I pretty much held this already. There's not much he can do. I have 2 Immortals out. I'm making more. Making a Void Ray, an Immortal soon to start. What you can also do with the Oracle is go back home and put down some stasis traps. If he warped in Stalkers in his main base. Because then it's hard to get damage done with the Oracle, so you might as well use it defensively. And yeah, this game is basically over. It got a little bit close because I lost all my batteries. I was a little bit overconfident, but I'm still gonna hold this. Just gonna watch this go down until he leaves the game. The battery is here, so I macro the Immortal down. We're even in workers, but I have double Nexus, so this is why it's fine to lose workers sometimes. The Oracle attacking the battery. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention is with the Oracle, you should, if he has a battery, if he has more than 50 energy, you should target the battery. If he has less than 50 energy, you should target the probes. And this is because the Oracle will drain the battery really fast, but if he can super battery, then it's better to just kill the battery and then kill the workers. And you should have enough energy to do that. If your Oracle pops, goes across the map, and then you wait a couple of seconds, you have more than enough energy to do that. At this point he sees that I'm fully saturated, I have both of these buildings, and he leaves the game. Okay, so in this game, I'm gonna show you what to do in 1 gate against 1 gate. And this should be a pretty common situation on maps like this that have a ramp going into the natural. And the ramp is very important because it makes it a lot easier to defend things. So we're doing the usual low ground stuff. And in 1 gate versus 1 gate, it's very important how you use the probe. Oh, I'm watching Trigger's perspective on accident. Whoops, I'm on the top. Yeah, it doesn't matter, we were doing the same thing. But yeah, in 1 gate versus 1 gate, it's really important how you use the probe. This is because you need to block their nexus, and you need to be blocking it at the correct times. You can't always be blocking it, because if you do that, then you will take too much damage from their probe, and then you won't be able to block it when you will need to block it. Now, we saw each other's probe in the middle of the map. I am still waiting, and so is he, for us to start blocking each other, and then we're both gonna add gas pylon. At the start, some people like going into the main base. In this game I tried and then went away. I would suggest just instantly blocking at first and doing this until they put their cyber core down. When they do that, you can go up into the main base. So now I'm just blocking here, he's doing the same thing. When the gateway finishes, put down the cyber core, then you can continue chasing. Cyber core is put down, now you go into the main base for a little bit. Chrono workers, start a zealot. Whenever you get the money, there we go. And so at some point you're gonna have to do a little bit of math, I suppose. At around 200 minerals or so, usually, well, it depends, because some people like playing 16 out of 16, so they have more minerals, but we're playing 15 out of 15, 15 out of 16. So we want to probably move back down to the natural when we have around 100 minerals or so. Because what can happen is they can cancel the zealot, and they can also cancel the probe, and then they can get their nexus down. Because they will get enough money for it. And so yeah, it's very important to block at the right time, so you force the zealot to finish. And now you have a few options. You can go Stargate into Nexus, or you can go Nexus into Stargate. I usually do Stargate into Nexus. That's how I prefer playing. I kill his probe. Now this is really important actually, because you want to keep your probe alive so you can see if he's going Oracle or Phoenix, if he's getting Warp Gate, if he's making a Stalker. It's just very useful info to know, especially the Oracle versus Phoenix info. I went Stargate Nexus. I'm probably gonna start a Gateway unit soon, I suspect. Yeah, Pylon, because I'm about to get supply blocked, and I don't want to be supply blocked when my Stargate finishes. I'm still trying to keep this probe alive, so I see what unit he's gonna make from the Stargate. I boot up the Stalker. Stargate is finished. I'm supply blocked for a little bit, and then I'm gonna boot up an Oracle. There we go. I misplayed with my probe. I should have been in his main base, but I went down. That's my mistake. So now I actually don't know which unit he is building. Yeah, keep probing up. And when the first Stalker finishes, sorry, you wanna start a second one in case he's going Oracle, because you're gonna defend the main base with the battery, but you wanna defend the natural with the Stalkers and potentially probe pulling to your frontal battery. Oracle finishes, I start at Twilight. I'm playing single Oracle Twilight again. This Stalker is very late, I'm making a mistake. You're gonna see I'm gonna lose a bunch of workers because of this in a bit. But yeah, same game plan. We're gonna be going into Twilight 3 gate, and then we're gonna be taking a third base. It's just the usual. This Stalker is very late. I see he has two Stalkers here, so I can't go in. Also, when you're going in with the Oracle, try to make sure that you have energy for a recall available, because you don't want to lose the Oracle if he's playing Phoenix. Because that just means that he knows your Oracle is dead, so he can always be on the map with his Phoenixes. But if your Oracle is alive, he has to be very careful with his Phoenixes. He has to scout all the corners of the map, because if he doesn't, he's just gambling when he moves out, and you can potentially go in with your Oracle, deal a bunch of damage, because his Phoenixes are on the other side of the map. So yeah, starting Blink. Soon I'm gonna add some gateways, I believe. Yeah, keep the Oracle alive, don't lose it, it's very important. I see this probe go out. I don't know if I saw it during the game, but if you see that, it means either DTs, or he's gonna be aggressive with a proxied gateway, like 4-gate Blink Stalker that we talked about before. Yeah, I added two more gateways. I wanna be chrono boosting Blink, which I'm not doing because I'm bad at this game for some reason. Now we're gonna be taking a third base in a little bit. Now, whether or not you take your third gas kinda depends on how much gas you have. So this game, for example, I didn't take it because I have 400 gas in the bank, which is gonna keep me afloat for a little while. I don't need the extra gas currently. put a stasis down on the triangle third. And this is because usually in PvP you do take the triangle thirds. But yeah. And I'm gonna stop this game here. But I want to say one more thing. If you're going for the proxy gate stuff, I recommend doing it somewhere near the opponent's triangle third base. Because if they don't take the triangle, what you can do is you can blink up into their main base on basically every map. And it's very hard for them to deal with because their units have to be like around here to defend the line third that they took. So yeah, this is why usually you take triangles in PvP. This game I didn't do it. Sometimes I don't do it because I have my own philosophy of like base layouts, but it's not great. I'm just trying it out. In this case, he actually proxies here. I don't think that's great because that gives him only one attack path, but yeah. Yeah, that's basically how you wanna play one gate against one gate. Block at the right moments, block at the very start, and then block when you think they're gonna have 400 minerals, if they cancel the Zealot and their probes. Then, yeah, Stargate, you can play Oracle or Phoenixes. I was showing how to play Oracle this time. We go Blink into 3 gateways and then we take a third base. Or alternatively Proxy Gate. Yeah, battery in the main base always, around the time you start your Oracle, something like that. And then defend the natural with the Stalkers, a battery at the front. And you should be perfectly fine against basically anything. And yeah, if possible with your scouting probe, try to see if they are making a Phoenix or an Oracle. If they're making a Phoenix, you can also take a greedier third base if they make a Phoenix, like off of 2 gateways, stuff like that. Yeah, if they're going Phoenix, you can keep your Oracle at home over this battery, and then when you see them like enter your main base with your Phoenixes, something like that, you can move out with the Oracle, try to get damage done. And again, make sure you have the recall available, because you do not want to lose the Oracle. It makes their life much more difficult. Yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. I hope I covered everything and answered all your questions. But if I didn't, or if something changes, I will probably make another one. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to sub, and see you next time.